透き通る夢を見ていた柔らかい永遠風のようなかすかな声が高い空から僕を呼んでいる
Hey and welcome, CentricClan here. I'm doing an anime review for Clannad. Overall, I give this series an 8.1 out of 10. Now, I'm covering season 1 and 2. As a whole, I enjoyed this series quite well. It had very good, likable characters that I personally enjoyed getting to know and watching them go through their fiascos, of course. It was a very well done harem, which is hard to find, and it's not gender-based at all, like most would seem like all the girls are. Always go after the guy to sleep with him, or all the guys are a bunch of boneheads who only have one thing on their mind. No, it's very nice. It's kind of cliched as a romantic comedy, but that's a given. All of them always have to end somewhat in the same way, or work with the same way, because the ending is quite different. You could tell how season 1 would end with the main heroine and the main guy, and not any of the others. It pushes the other characters on the main guy a lot, but in the end, you know how it's going to end after watching it for a little bit. Girls who watch this, you're going to love, I mean just hands down love, how the triangles and all that works. And guys, you'll get angry at Tomoya a lot for how many opportunities he passes up and such. I would get angry at him sometimes, but I understand where he's coming from, because that's not what's on his mind. He's actually smart and not at all. Oh, that's all I care about. Now, season 1, standalone score of an 8.5 out of 10. It had an excellent hooking entry. You didn't know what was going on at all, but you wanted to keep watching to find out, because it starts out with such a nice beginning. And you met the characters really quickly within the series and got a good feel for how they were going to be throughout the entire series. So you're going to know who to root for when something's happening. Stuff like that. Another good thing, it's funny. It gets really funny. But it gets dramatic as well. And overall, it's really great for a horror. I'm really big on that, because they did that very well. Another good note, they had a very good portrayal of how emotions work. They weren't the guy was all closed, dark, mysterious, didn't care. He had emotions, the girls had emotions, and they were portrayed very well by the American dub and the original Japanese version. The American dub is the one I watched, but I watched part of the Japanese. Both were very excellent quality. Some of the bad things is, some of the characters you just don't like Sunohara, for example. A lot of people don't like him. He's just there for comedy and, relief, comedic relief, that. But he's pretty annoying and sexist at times. Although, I mean, that's not really a big down, but, it jumps around a lot between happy and sad, the anime as a whole. And that kind of can get annoying sometimes, but I think it's not that bad. Others might disagree. The anime itself can get kind of strange at some point. Lots of sexual innuendos and jokes. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. It's a romantic comedy. I suppose that's the point. Now on to season 2, with a standalone score of 9.0 out of 10. And that's really hard to get. I'm not really big on spoiling, but I'm not big on downgrading. But a 9.0 out of 10. Very well. This season, I personally enjoyed the most. A very dramatic, very sad, disheartening. It's one of the greatest things I probably have ever seen in season 2. After Story is what it's called, if you don't know. I loved it a lot. It's really depressing, I suppose. I mean, there's some comedy in it, but it's mostly dramatic. Sorry, I'm not feeling the best. Yeah, if you've ever seen Titanic or heard about it, they say it's really sad, it'll always make you cry. I didn't cry during Titanic, that's just me. But when I watched season 2 of Clannad, After Story, as you can see in the slide, I almost wanted to break down crying, because it gets really bad, and that's something that's hard to admit for a guy sometimes. It doesn't show. There's very great character development done in this. That was really amazing of what they did there, the character development. how events changed, how people thought and how they acted. Amazingly done. My biggest problem with it was the aging, how they worked. They didn't change the characters based on age. 10, 15 years have passed, they still look exactly the same, just out of high school kind of people. That, I think, brought it down a lot. I mean, but you can really get past that after a while. It didn't really bother me, but it was my biggest concern about the show, second season. It continues where, most stories would really just end because they're out of high school, adult life starts. Series would always stop there. You never see what happens next, even though you really want to know. You have to imagine it, which bothers me personally. So I think that was one of the most amazing things that they did, is to continue it after this ended. The ending itself of the season 2, it's a bit of a fantasy, magical kind of ending, but that's understandable because this is based off the game. By Clannad, and you collect these little orbs and you get a wish at the end. This is one of the endings of the game, which I think fits pretty well because it's based off the game. People might not like it because of that one ending, but I mean, it was kind of a buzzkill because that one event happened, all this happens after, and then just starts over. I mean, that really bothered me. But otherwise, great anime. Really loved it. Haven't seen it? You need to watch it. Rate, comment, all that. Great stuff, whatever. If you haven't seen it, watch it. I said that before. I'm sorry. This is CentricClan and a review for Clannad. Hope you enjoy. Goodbye.